One day I'm gonna be everything I wanna be. I don't let it get the most of me. One day I'm gonna be free. I wanna be everything I'm gonna be. My future right in front of me. One day I'm gonna be free. I wanna be free.
From the depths of darkness, a voice emerges. A host with a fire burning in his soul. With a heart steel and a spirit unbroken. He rides on two wheels ready to claim his throne. Amidst the chaos and the thunderous roar. Insane wheels rise as a force to be reckoned with. Fueled by the power that only metal can bestow. He takes his stand, refusing to submit. Insane wheels hear his battle cry. Metal and mayhem will never die. Rituals report he pays his way. Oh, legend in the making, day by day.
And we all magically survived the fucking weekend. Great to see everyone in the building, man. Great to see everyone. Oh, we had a fantastic weekend over here, man. We had Glare 1%er that visited me from all the way from Texas. He rode his motorcycle all the way out, man. That's a humongous honor, by the way. We had a great time, and we even got to do members only, on the channel together. It was super awesome to be able to do that. So, listen, guys, we had a great time. I hope that you all as well did. Listen, this morning we do have quite a bit of a kind of catch-up as well as what's happening currently. There's a lot fucking going on. A lot happened over the weekend. Just yesterday alone was a lot. I'm sure if you guys have been following any type of the news, meaning whether it be on YouTube or even social media, any of this shit, I'm sure that you guys have seen some of the craziness that has happened recently, churches being burned down, mass shootings. It's just endless right now. So anyways, the way that I have this titled for this morning's show is Michigan Church Shooting Update. So I'm going to give you guys not the very breaking of the story, but like the information that is pertinent and then leading into today, essentially. And then Trump to meet with Netanyahu, and that's supposed to be happening right this second. Supposed to be happening right now at 10 a.m. CST. We'll see what time they end up actually starting. Trump is notorious for being late on these things. You're usually about 40 minutes late. Anyways, we got Kirk suspect court appearance. He is supposed to be appearing, I believe, today or tomorrow. Nonetheless, I have all those stories for you. And we're going to present them live together, and we'll find out all of the pertinent details together. So this is the lineup for today's morning. We're looking at the breaking news that happened yesterday regarding President Trump to send troops to Portland, Oregon. That's been essentially confirmed here. Then we have Russia launches deadly drone and missile attack on Kyiv over there in Ukraine, right? Then we have Grand Blanc church shooting, multiple victims shot, unfortunately, as I'm sure that you guys do know. Then we have a press briefing about that exact shooting, and it's actually somewhat short of a press. Anyways, it's 2 dead, others injured after shooting at Mormon church in Michigan. And this is what the suspect identified as a 40-year-old Marine veteran. Very interesting. Then we will go into the Michigan church attack. 4, I guess now it went from 2 dead to 4 dead. Recovery efforts still underway after act of targeted violence. And then as of today, now we're going to be talking about like the stuff that's happening today. Trump and Netanyahu to be meeting in D.C. And of course, I think they're actually going to be having a conference of some sort at like right now. So we have that for you, as well as Charlie Kirk murder suspect to attend court hearing, like I just told you guys in the title. I believe he is to be appearing in court today, Monday. And then we also have what we know about the Michigan church shooting. Like, I guess some more key details came out just an hour ago. So that's that's our lineup for this morning. I know it's kind of a lengthy one. Like I said, we have a lot of shit going on, so I very much appreciate everyone's patience. But by the way, let's go ahead and get our call to actions out, man. Make sure you guys come in and hit that like button. It helps out the show immensely, and it's completely free to do so. And if you guys are brand new to the show, hit that subscribe button because it's also free. Now, here comes the money part. Please consider becoming a member, starting only at $2.99 a month. Making sure we're not breaking the bank out there with anybody, but check it out. This is the way that we stay on the airwaves is 100% because of you guys that join the Breakfast Club and then stay as members, man. I very much appreciate that. Little side note here, follow my Instagram at BallValveTV where I post everything behind the scenes of not only my life, but as well as the show, Millennial Food Time, breaking news, all this great shit. It's a great way to get a hold of me one-on-one. We also have a Discord server. Make sure you guys go into the link down below of every single live video that I do. It has the invite link for all of, for the Discord server. Make sure you do that, please. Little last but not least on the call to actions, man. Every super chat, super sticker, gifted membership signups, of course, are going to be presented live and shouted out onto the show. But if you guys would like to skip that YouTube 30% brutal cut that they take from your hard-earned cash, well, then we have these platforms right here that you guys can donate to. And of course, I will read them out loud just like a super chat. And I have my emails up, so if anything comes through right away, I can see it right away. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I can't thank you guys enough for being here with me. You guys could have been anywhere else in the world, but you guys decided to be right here with me, man. Great to see everybody, man. All right, let's go ahead and say good morning to our friends here. We got Sterling coming in the building with the 420, my man, saying counterclockwise tobacco. Yes, sir. You think I'm not ready? I'm always ready, cuh. I'm always ready. So I very much appreciate you, Sterling, for the fine 420. I very much appreciate that. We got Carney's Ride as well as Rabbit of Chaos. Good morning to you guys. We've got Steve Posey as well. We got Gary. We're scrolling down. We got Jimmy Mack, my man. Great to see you. We got Sick Bastard as well. Good morning to you, gentlemen over there. We got Warland as well over there on the West Coast, my man. Great to see you. We got Naomi in the building as well. Good morning to you. We got Prez as well as Anson. Good morning. Good morning. We're scrolling. We're making sure that we're getting caught up with everybody. We got Papa Penguin, my man. There's a large subsection of LDS in the military. Wouldn't be surprised if the Pew Pewer was also Mormon. Very interesting. I really don't even know the politics behind this shooting, to be honest. All I actually know is that unfortunately, innocent lives were taken. And I think that should be primary number one. And then all the politics shit, comes after, right? We got TVT in the building as well. Up there in Canada, my man. Great to see you, by the way. All right. Let's see. I think we're pretty much caught up. All right. Good. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and present the very first news story. We have a lot to get through, like I read off to you guys at the top here. We're going to start off with President Trump to send troops to Portland, Oregon, and this was breaking news yesterday. This is obviously a very, very quick little segment. They're just letting us know what is happening.
Welcome in here to Live. Now from Fox, we do have some breaking news for you. We're learning here that President Trump is going to be sending troops to Portland, Oregon. Here's what we're learning. He said today he's going to send those troops there to handle, quote, domestic terrorists as he expands his...
Brother Frank knows the deal. Absolutely, my man. Hey, I'm with you. I'm with you.
...deployments to more American cities. He made the announcement on social media, and we're going to share that post here with you right now. Let's read it. It says, at the request of Secretary of Homeland Security Kristi Noem, I am directing Secretary of War Pete Hegseth to provide all necessary troops to protect war-ravaged Portland and any of our ICE facilities under siege from attack by Antifa and other domestic terrorists. I'm also authorizing full force if necessary. Thank you for your attention to this.
Damn, bro. I am directing the Secretary of War. Yeah, it's awesome how he renamed that shit. Real quick, we got Pitbull that's coming in over there from the UK. Always appreciate you coming in and hanging out with us. Yes, make sure you guys hit that like button as it helps out the show immensely. We also have Two Wheel Jesus. Great to see you, by the way. Great to see you. We got Gunpowder Nitro as well. You guys are legends, man. Great to see everybody.
This just coming out on Truth Social moments ago. President Trump said the decision, as you just heard there, was necessary to protect U.S. immigration and customs enforcement facilities, which he described as under siege from attack. Now, since the assassination of Charlie Kirk, President Trump has escalated his efforts to confront what he calls the, quote, radical left, which he blames for the country's problems with political violence. Earlier in September, President Trump had described living in Portland as, quote, like living in hell, and said he was...
It is like living in hell. Yeah.
He's considering sending in federal troops, as he has recently threatened to do to combat crime in other cities, including Chicago and Baltimore. He deployed the National Guard to Los Angeles over the summer and as part of his law enforcement takeover in the District of Columbia. In Tennessee, Memphis has been bracing for an influx of National Guard troops. And just yesterday, Republican Governor Bill Lee said they will be part of a surge of resources to fight crime in the city.
Oh, shit. Real quick, we got Naomi coming in. By the way, for the $4.99 saying good morning and hit that like. Yes. Thank you very much, Naomi, and for making it rain. And I also forgot to tell Sterling that he also made it rain. So I very much appreciate both of you guys. And yes, make sure you do hit that like button. You guys don't have to like the craziness that's happening around the world, but you guys can like it for me and my takes and what I'm able to provide for you guys, man. So I very much appreciate you guys.
So once again, we are learning more about this here, as this did just come into our newsroom. If there's any more developments, we're going to bring them to you here on Live Now from Fox.
All right. So we're getting into now Russia. Russia launched a deadly drone and missile attack on Kyiv yesterday. And like I told you guys, there was a lot of shit that happened over the weekend, whether it be here nationally or internationally. There was a lot of news going on around the world. And I tried my damnedest to go ahead and consolidate all the very important stories that there are. And we factually find those, the facts of the case, right? So anyways, let's go ahead and bring this up to you guys and get everyone up to speed regarding Russia and Ukraine.
We are starting with some breaking news on this Sunday morning. Russia launching a deadly missile and drone attack against Ukraine. We do have some live images coming into our newsroom.
Shit, real quick, we've got Hardwire 1%er in the building, as well as Todd J. I believe Todd J is in here. There he is. Great to see you guys. Good morning. Good morning.
Look at this, where you can see the aftermath and the cleanup that is currently underway. And I want to refer now to some reporting courtesy of the Associated Press, where it says this, that Russia unleashed a barrage of drones and missiles on Ukraine overnight.
That shit right there looks like some Gaza shit. You know what I mean?
Into Sunday, killing at least 4 people, with the capital of Kyiv suffering.
Damn, and 4 people lost their lives. I mean, from an explosion like this, you would expect almost like a higher number. Which is not what I would hope for. I would hope for the least amount of casualties, actually 0 casualties, in my opinion, because these are innocent people that usually get fucked up.
The heaviest assault. This is the first major bombardment since an air attack on Kyiv left at least 21 people dead last month. Now, the head of the Kyiv city administration confirmed Sunday's casualties via telegram. It said 10 others were wounded in the attack that targeted civilian areas across the city. A 12-year-old girl was among dead. Thick black smoke could be seen rising from that blast near the city center. In total, Russia fired about 595 exploding drones and decoys.
595 drones. And they didn't even kill like 30 people.
And 48 missiles. Ukraine's.
That's so much money. Is the point to kill, or is it the point to try to take over? Like, I don't know what he's targeting, honestly. I don't know what Putin is actually targeting.
Air Force said on Sunday, and of those, air defenses shot down or jammed 566 drones and 45 missiles. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky posting on social media talking about the attack. I have that post here. It's quite lengthy, but in part he's...
Okay, well, anything that fucking Zelensky puts out is quite lengthy. Yeah, so anyway, she's about to read Zelensky's tweet or X post, whatever. And let's see what he says.
Says this, quote, a massive Russian attack on Ukraine lasted for more than 12 hours. Savage strikes, a deliberate targeted terror attack against ordinary cities, nearly 500 attack drones and over 40 missiles, including Kinzhal missiles. This morning, Russian Iranian Shaheeds are again in our skies. Now, the main targets of the enemy strikes were Kyiv and the region. He also includes several other cities across.
Like Jimmy Mack, that's so much fucking money. Just in drones, and then the amount of fucking missiles, 40 missiles on top of it.
That region that were also affected by those strikes. And he also talks about the fact that a 12-year-old girl was killed. He says, quote, my condolences to all the families and loved ones across Ukraine. At least 40 people are known to have been injured, including children. A bread production, a facility, a tire manufacturing plant, private homes and apartment buildings, and other civilian infrastructure were damaged by the strikes. Now, it is quite a lengthy post. You can't see the full thing there, but I want to take us out to some more of the images that we had from earlier on today. Take a look at this. This isn't live right now, but this was just a few moments ago, maybe an hour ago, as that cleanup was underway. But you can really see
this chick over here is trying to get a selfie. Why does she have to be in the fucking picture? Just turn around and actually use your back camera, lame ass. Everyone's got to be involved.
See the damage that was done by those strikes on Ukraine conducted by Russia. Now, in that post, Ukrainian President Zelensky did go on to say, a quote, "This vile attack came virtually as the close of UN General Assembly Week, and this is exactly how Russia declares its true position. Moscow wants to keep fighting and killing, and it deserves the toughest pressures from the world. The Kremlin benefits from continuing this war and terror as long as it earns revenue from energy and operates a shadow fleet. We will continue to..."
Well, I think, honestly, Hardwire, to answer this regarding World War III, the rhetoric of World War III is coming and all that stuff. I think that history will look back at this time frame as we're already in World War III, because there's always lead ups to these world wars or any type of war, right? I think that we're definitely in that lead up area, and in history, it'll be like, oh, World War III happened, in 2024, you know what I mean? Or whatever. That's when it really started, or whatever the case is. And Steve Bosey says, "Where's Lucy? She was just harassing me 1 minute before the show. Like, she was like actually harassing me, and then as soon as I get on the mic, she like runs away, and then she goes like, whether it sleeps or I don't know what the case, but she may be under the couch or something like that. All right, so let's see. We got Jeremy Ryan in the building as well, saying, based on the number of drones and the number of casualties, either that was a highly successful targeted or miserable failure strike. I agree, absolutely with that. All right, back to this.
Back to deprive Russia of those revenues.
Actually, I saw Naomi, put it in the chat, so we got to go ahead and make you guys obey.
Maybe you need to donate some freaking money. Donate. Maybe you need to donate some freaking money. Maybe you need to donate some freaking money. Donate. Maybe you need to donate some freaking money. Donate some freaking.
Shit.
Oh my God!
All right.
Dreams, and to compel it toward diplomacy. Everyone who wants peace must back President Trump's efforts and halt any Russian imports. The time for decisive action is long overdue, and we count on a strong response from the United States, Europe, the G7, and the G20. Let's take you back out live to those images. I just want to showcase them here one more time because that cleanup is underway at this time over in Kyiv, Ukraine. So you can see there really just...
Yeah, and that's very much, the whole digital ID thing and our, central banking system, all this shit, whether it be that or crypto and all this bullshit. Yeah, there's a lot of different threats that are happening, and it's not just one particular thing, whether it be violence, it could be all sorts of shit, technical fucking warfare, information warfare. I mean, it's just nonstop.
The full scale of the destruction, many of those buildings just completely demolished by those strikes that President Zelensky said lasted about 12 hours. So again, the big breaking news this morning regarding the Russia-Ukraine war.
What's up, Grid One Motorsports? Saying I've been better since the start, but was in the shower and I don't text while bathing. Hey, it's understandable. Not everyone is Mike Ball. You know what I mean? I'm definitely messaging while I'm bathing. I'm just a savage YouTuber, bro. That's really what it boils down to.
Is the fact that Russia unleashed
Great to see
a barrage of drones and missiles on Ukraine overnight into Sunday, killing at least 4 people, with the capital city of Kyiv suffering the heaviest assault. Any more developments, we'll bring them to you here, as always, at Live Now from Fox.
Well,
I do want to thank you all for joining us here.
Brutal. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and move into now the whole thing up there in Michigan. Let's go ahead and bring this up to your guys' attention. Grand Blanc church shooting, multiple victims shot. This was 23 hours ago, to be transparent. We have the lead up to not only from yesterday, but the current situation now, and where all the details that are coming out, we have those. But we do have to set the stage, and show you guys what we're talking about first before we get into the nitty-gritty details here. So let's go ahead and bring this up.
We are turning now to some more breaking news on this Sunday. Take a look at this. Live images that we are just getting into our newsroom, and I do want to apologize. The signal is a little spotty at this time, but again, this is live and happening now. So courtesy of our partners at Fox 2 in Detroit, they're reporting that multiple people were shot this morning at a Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, a church there in Grand Blanc. That is according to police. And we're seeing here, of course, viewer discretion.
I didn't see that there was that down there in Texas. I didn't see that. When did that happen? Yesterday? And real quick, we got Rob's neighbor as well as KP. Appreciate both of you guys and all of you guys for coming in and hanging out with us this morning.
As always, but someone looks to be carried away from this church on a stretcher there. So we have photographers down there, courtesy of our partners at Fox 2 in Detroit. They're trying to get all of this footage coming in here. And again, we apologize, but this is live. It's active. We're watching it here at the same time as all of you are at home. But you can see it's a very active police presence there. The scene.
The cameraman sucks. Just at least point the camera and capture it. You know what I mean? But this motherfucker over here like this with his phone and shit. Fucking retard.
With multiple law enforcement vehicles and also what seems to be...
What's up, Too Far? Great to see you, by the way. Good morning.
A lot of smoke coming out in the distance, and we're seeing a lot of firefighting vehicles as well as other first responders there. So again, we're working to get some more information. This is breaking, it's developing, and it's preliminary at this time. But Fox 2 saying that the shooting was reported just before 11 in the morning today at the church that's on McCandish Road. Police sources said that 6 to 8 people were struck. Their conditions currently unknown.
Right, and I believe that you guys originally heard that two people's life were taken that day. Now it's been updated. Let me see what it says right now. The update is 4 dead. Okay.
Video from the scene here showing smoke billowing as emergency vehicles line the streets, and sources say the suspected shooter may have set the church on fire. Grand Blanc confirmed that as of 11:35 a.m. local time, the church was on fire. People should avoid.
Well, yeah. How else would it catch on fucking fire? Anyways, so now that you guys see the setting here, it's chaos. This was when it was all breaking and happening. Let's go ahead and bring you guys to this press conference real quick. And I have not seen this. I believe that this happened last night. Yes, it happened sometime yesterday. Yesterday evening, afternoon, something like that. Now, it says down here, originally it says 2 dead, others injured after shooting. Now, this was yesterday. The actual update now is 4. Anyways, they identified the suspected shooter as a 40-year-old Marine veteran.
All right, just a brief update there as they are now stepping to the podium.
I bring all these folks up here on stage today because we couldn't do this as a community without...
Oh, yeah, bro. I can only imagine, TVT. And most of those big protests and shit, I really kind of just stay out of it. Because it's just fucking chaos, and they're not really getting anything fucking done. We got Miss Lotus in the building as well. Good to see you, by the way. Good morning, good morning. We also have Mountain Woman in here as well. Good to see both of you guys. Hopefully you're enjoying the morning so far.
Everyone who's standing up here today. We got with me on stage U.S. Attorney Jerome Gorgon, Acting Special Agent in charge of the FBI, Ruben Gleeman, Special Agent in charge of the ATF, James Deere, Grand Blanc Township Supervisor Scott Bennett, Grand Blanc Township Fire Chief Gent, Genesee County Sheriff's Department Sheriff Chris Swanson, and MSP Michigan State Police Captain Greg Marenko. I'm going to provide an update from the incident that we spoke about earlier today that occurred at the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints at 10:25 a.m. I want to talk about our officer's response. That call came out at 10:25 a.m. and 32 seconds. We had officers on scene at 10:25 and 57 seconds. The suspect, again, we're in the preliminary stages right now, was neutralized at 10:33:44 in the parking lot of that church.
Wow, he didn't get away at all. He didn't even get, down the street or something. He was in the motherfucking parking lot.
That suspect is a 40-year-old.
I bet you he lit that motherfucker on fire and just sat back after shooting people, putting in arson, and making this shit go up in flames. I guarantee you just sat back and watched it. Those pyro weirdos and shit like that are like insane like that, that's what they do. They got to see it. Anyways.
Male from the city of Burton, who we identified as Thomas Jacob Sanford. That's Thomas Jacob Sanford, Sanford.
Good morning.
Currently where we're at.
What was the name again? Let me hear that again.
Thomas Jacob Sanford, who we identified as Thomas Jacob Sanford.
Thomas Jacob Sanford is the name of the identified person that did the shooting.
That's Thomas Jacob Sanford, Sanford.
Or I should properly say suspect, okay?
ORD. Currently where we're at, an update, I gave you 10 victims who were victims of gunshot. Since then, We have 2 victims who are now deceased. One additional one had died at a local hospital. And again, that suspect is deceased as well. 7 other victims at this time are in stable condition. 1 is in critical condition. Now, for the reunification, I had a question earlier about, hey, where can people call to see if their loved one is okay at the reunification center? I want to provide a number for you for that.
Damn, that's very interesting context. I wonder where you got that information, Grid. But he says, so the Marine was in a bad spot and was radicalized because his son had health issues and he felt like no one helped. Very, very interesting context there.
It's 248-705-7352. Also, I know that our community is hurting right now, and we want to provide some resources for our community moving forward. At the Genesis Athletic Club in Grand Blanc for Monday and Tuesday from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., we will have services for the community. From Wednesday to Friday, those services will be available to our
brother Steve Easy in the building. Shout out to my man. Hopefully you're enjoying your Monday morning so far. Great to see you.
Community at the Grand Blanc Senior Center. That's all I have for now. I will give you another update, another press conference at 8 p.m.
Damn. All right. So I believe that 8 p.m. press conference is actually this one that I'm about to show you right now. Let me go ahead and double check if it was. Yes, it is the 8 p.m. conference that happened last night right here. So this is where the update, it says down here, it says 2 dead, others injured after shooting at church in Michigan. But this whole headline has been updated. You know, they originally come in, do the video live stream or whatever, and they put out information. As information comes out, they update the titles of previous things that have happened. So it says up here, Michigan church attack, 4 dead, recovery efforts still underway after the act of targeted violence.
Health, was it
All right, you're just listening into our Fox 2 teams. They are providing an update, and it looks like we are about to get underway in this shooting there at this LDS church in Grand Blanc, Michigan. Let's listen in live.
Names. I will step back up after the news conference and answer those questions. I'd like to introduce Chief William Renee from the Grand Blanc Township Police Department.
Oh, wow. Ray says, yeah, he set up a GoFundMe because his kid was sick, but nobody gave him anything. Oh, shit. Ah, fuck.
Thank you for joining us. As Lieutenant Vetter said, we will take a couple questions upon the conclusion of this press conference. With me here on the stage is Supervisor Scott Bennett, Fire Department Chief of Grand Blanc Township, Jamie Gent, DNR Chief, Jason Haynes, FBI Acting Special Agent in Charge, Ruben Coleman, and the ATF, James Deere, who is the Special Agent in Charge for this area in Michigan. I have a couple updates for you. There is a couple additional bodies that we've discovered in the church.
You know, Mountain Woman, if that motherfucker would go live when he's supposed to go live, then I would actually know what the hell he's talking about today. But I have no idea what he's talking about because the motherfucker goes live 5 minutes before I do. Cocksucker.
That makes our total victim count up to 4 victims. As I said before, there has already been the suspect who is deceased as well. So we have 5 deceased persons from this tragic incident. Again, our thoughts and prayers go out to the victims of this incident that could have been completely avoided. And it's very tragic, and that's not what our community is. I'm confident that we're going to overcome this, as Grand Blanc always overcomes these type of incidents. And also like to acknowledge the heroism of not only the first responders, but the people who were inside that church at the time.
You can definitely hear the northern in this motherfucker. At the time, again. What? How do they do it up there? You know, it's in a bag.
They were shielding the children who were also present within the church, moving them to safety. Just hundreds of people just practicing their faith. Just extreme courage, brave, and that's the type of community that we are. Law enforcement, again, we were on scene within 30 seconds from that original 911 call. Within 8 minutes, that suspect was neutralized in the back parking lot.
Damn, very interesting context.
Of the church by a DNR officer and a Grand Blanc Township officer. So where we're at right now, we're working tirelessly. We're working all night on this particular incident. I know that you guys have questions, and it's not only this community, but it's nationwide, you know, all throughout the United States. So we're working hand in hand with our federal partners. So I'd like to introduce FBI Agent Ruben Coleman to you, who he will give.
Yeah, great. He probably sees the church helping and you know, with other people that are in need and all this shit. And then when he's in need, he feels like, oh, well, these motherfuckers aren't going to help me, and because they're not. And then he goes radical with it and then just does exactly what we saw there. Real quick, we got Pablo in the building. Great to see you, by the way. Good morning to you. Hopefully you're enjoying the morning. And yes, big. It's in a big.
Give you an update on where he's at within the federal investigation. Sir.
Thank you, Chief. My name is Ruben Coleman, and I am the Acting Special Agent in charge of FBI Detroit Field Office, which covers the entire state of Michigan. First, I want to sincerely express our condolences to the victims of the shooting, their families.
Yeah, Grid, it's definitely a little bit more complex, you know what I mean, for sure. And it's definitely hard. I can see how this could be and how it turned into this. I can actually see why this happened then. With that context, does it make it right? Of course fucking not. Nobody should be, I mean, anybody that goes in and kills anybody that's peaceful or innocent is a piece of shit. End of story. There is no justification for these fucking piece of shit actions. But there is always reasons as to why people end up doing the things they do. Whether that's something that me or you would do is a different conversation, right? We're not talking about totally logical people and or sane or whatever the case is. We're not dealing with a crisis where my son is dying right now. You know what I mean? Like I'm not going through any of that, so I can't even be empathetic.
In this entire community. I would like to also thank Chief Rennie, the Grand Blanc Township Police Department, and all of our federal, state, and local law enforcement partners, other first responders, and the community members for their immediate actions in this situation. This act of violence has no place in our state or anywhere else in our country. The FBI is committed to continue finding out the facts, circumstances, and motives behind this tragedy. I can confirm at this time that the FBI is now leading the investigation and is investigating this as an act of targeted violence. FBI crisis response teams, such as our evidence response teams, SWAT, Special Agent Bomb Technicians, victim specialists, were deployed to the scene. We also have special agents who are continuing to conduct interviews and intelligence and professional staff personnel providing research and analysis. I would like to thank them for their work on this case. We ask that members of the public share any information that would assist us in this investigation, and we encourage them to please report to the FBI at 1-800-CALL-FBI or tips.fbi.gov. Any piece of information could be crucial. We ask that you keep the victims of this tragedy, their families, and the entire community in your prayers. Thank you.
Man, I mean, what a rough ordeal to, as a community, whether it be like, I'm talking a community, whether it be a town or a church, all these are communities, and to get targeted like this, it's got to be very unsettling for a lot of people, man. And it's definitely pissing off a lot of motherfuckers. I can tell you one thing. It seems to just get worse and worse and just more out of control as time goes on. But nonetheless, we're going to move on into the next ordeal here. Trump and Netanyahu meet in D.C. today. They're supposed to be having their conference right now, actually, at 10 o'clock. And it's 10:30, and I'm not sure if they're even live yet. Let me go ahead and make sure that they're not already speaking. Because if they are, of course, then I would like to be able to kind of jump in there. Let me see where it's at right now. Do we have a timeline? We do. Okay. 3 p.m. Eastern, President Trump meets with top congressional leaders. Tuesday night is deadline for Congress to pass funding legislation and President Trump to sign. If shutdown does occur, government offices and non-exemptual federal employees will be impacted. Let's see if there's any other... that's regarding the shutdown. I wanted a specific timeline for today. That was specific to the... all right, so... No, okay, we have it right here. 11 a.m. Eastern, President Trump greets Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu, which was 35 minutes ago. Then at 11:35, right, which is right now, theoretically, 10:35 for me, Trump to participate in bilateral meeting with Netanyahu. So that should be happening any minute. 1:15 p.m. Eastern, Trump holds briefing with Israeli Prime Minister. Okay, so there's going to be 2 ordeals with Netanyahu. And then 3 p.m., President meets with congressional leaders. So that is the president scheduled today. But nonetheless, let's go ahead and bring this up for you guys, and we'll go ahead and discuss it real quick. We're not going to talk about it too long because we're going to end up watching it happen live. But we'll discuss it just a skosh. Just a skosh.
On this Monday, September 29th. I'm your host, Corella Hara, and I'll be with you throughout the next several hours, continuing to guide you through the day's top stories.
It almost sounded like she said Guadalajara.
Facing live events and live looks from around the world. And right now, we do want to start our morning with some of these international headlines, but also that have a tie to the United States here. Now, just days
shit, Hardwire, I see you.
after his defiant speech at the United Nations rejecting demands to end the war in Gaza, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is set to meet with his most important supporter. Today's meeting with President Trump in Washington comes at a tenuous moment. Israel is increasingly isolated, losing support from many countries that were long its steadfast allies. And at home, the Prime Minister's governing coalition appears more fragile than ever, and the White House is showing signs of impatience. All of that courtesy of some of the reporting from the Associated Press. Now, joining us now to discuss this and preview the meeting between both of those world leaders is Edmund Fitton Brown. He is a senior fellow at the Foundation for the Defense of Democracies. Edmund, good to see you.
Good to see you too.
So really the focus does continue to be this war in Gaza and the fact that a lot of these allies to Israel, I mean, they're showing their disapproval for how it's being handled. Last week, we saw several of these leaders talking at the United Nations General Assembly, Western countries already recognizing the state of Palestine. So really, what are the challenges?
Yeah, no kidding.
Is that President Trump faces?
And that's essentially why Netanyahu went up on the world stage with the UN to basically condemn those countries that are recognizing, especially the Western countries that are recognizing Palestine as its own state/country.
Today with this meeting with the Prime Minister.
I think it's a huge meeting, this one, because after the General Assembly, Trump has created a situation in which there is a peace plan. And this has been discussed last week with the Arab and Muslim leaders. It's been discussed with Prime Minister Netanyahu as well. And so the question is, can President Trump now put pressure on Prime Minister Netanyahu to recognize that this is a moment where he needs to move forward?
And then just to recap a bit here for our viewers, let's talk about this peace plan that was proposed by President Trump. What are some of the key points and possibly the timeline included?
So an immediate ceasefire is the most, that would be the very first thing that would happen. But in addition to that, you would have the release of all of the hostages and the remains of deceased hostages very shortly after that. And then you get into the more complicated things, which are to do with a timeline towards a Palestinian state. Now, that would be conditional, and it's not at all clear that that would necessarily be in the near future. But you would have a transitional authority would be appointed. And you would then start to look at things like reconstruction aid and who would provide security, who would be in charge in that period.
Yes, I mean, them figuring out how they're going to maneuver with Gaza is going to be very interesting and something that I'm going to be probably hypercritical about. The United States needs to stay out of it as much as fucking humanly possible, especially when it comes to the U.S. tax dollar, okay? I'm very much America only, not even America first. Fuck all that shit. America only. So I have very staunch views on the way that our money and resources, time, all this shit should be going to something such as Israel or anything, any other country. Doesn't matter. That's their fight. It is what it is. Anyways, we're going to move into the next ordeal here. Charlie Kirk's murder suspect to attend his court hearing today, actually, it's today marked for Monday here. We're going to bring this up for you guys, and let's go and discuss it a little bit.
We are continuing to follow more of your major headlines from today. Happening today, the 22-year-old man charged with killing Charlie Kirk will have a court hearing where he and his newly appointed legal counsel will decide whether they want a preliminary hearing where the judge will determine if there is enough evidence against him to go forward with a trial. That's according to the Associated Press. Now, joining us now to break this all down and what we can expect later on today is a legal analyst, Jeremy Rosenthal. Jeremy, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
This guy. Always this guy.
Why are you gay?
I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. So a big moment here as we're following this case. There's a lot of interest in it. It was such major breaking news, and it's going to continue for several months now, it seems. But let's talk about this preliminary hearing and whether Tyler Robinson and his attorneys are going to decide to go with that. What are the pros and cons?
There's not a lot of pros to waiving a hearing like this. When you are facing the death penalty, you're not really in the rights waiving business, if you will. Catherine Nestor is his newly appointed public defender. She is, from everything that's out there, an extremely qualified lawyer, has handled some high profile cases. What happens is you get a preliminary hearing in Utah. This is the case in many states where you can contest just sort of the probable cause in the case. And think of it in football terms like a scrimmage.
You know, people that do this kind of shit, I don't actually think that people like this guy, for instance, wears glasses like that for fashion or any of that shit. I truly believe that people that do some weird shit like that and having some weird ass glasses like this it's just an attention seeking thing. Just being honest.
You get just sort of a chance to kind of.
It's kind of like when a motherfucker got, you know, diamond grill, you know what I mean? Sitting there with diamond teeth and all that shit. What do you think? He's doing that for the fucking fashion? No, he's doing that for attention. Let's be honest.
Just sort of see what the opponent's about, see how certain witnesses testify. You would get access to a little bit of the evidence that the state has to put on, that the prosecution has to put on. Not that you think that you're going to win it, because if you win it, he gets out. And I don't think there's any realistic chance of that. But I would anticipate that they don't waive this hearing, that they want to go ahead and have it, and just to see if they can kind of feel out their opponent just a little bit. Use this hearing as a discovery tool to kind of figure out what's going on. So today is about whether or not he is going to ask for that preliminary hearing or to set the case for an arraignment, which is just sort of a pretrial issue. So I would think that they're in discovery mode. They want to learn as much as they possibly can about the charges.
Mountain Woman, I wouldn't even be surprised if those are like plastic lenses, meaning like they're not real, like some sort of, you know, whatever they call it, not prescribed. What do they call it? Anyways, yeah, I guarantee you those could be total fake fucking glasses just for a look
that they're facing, and they're going to try to really feel out any type of defensive strategy that they can sort of get a hold of here.
We've been hearing
yeah, but yours is not attention seeking like his. You know, you got big ass fucking bug ass glasses. Yeah, you're gonna be you know, garnishing some attention and probably some negative ones. You don't dude, I've seen your glasses. You're a normal person in that regard. You're not normal in other ways, but you're a normal person in that regard. We got Colby Collab saying gay.
Why are you gay? You are gay.
Shit. Great to see you, by the way. Good morning.
Prosecutors are going to be seeking the death penalty in this case. How difficult would it be to actually get that death penalty as the punishment for this entire thing? I mean, what kind of challenges are prosecutors looking at with this?
Having somebody sentenced to the death penalty is a really hard standard.
Shit, we got King Blackout in the building. Shout out to my man. Hopefully you're enjoying your Monday morning so far. Great to see you.
To accomplish, to achieve, if you're a prosecutor, and rightfully so, right? A capital punishment is the most severe, the most extreme. You can't undo it. You've really got to prove to the jury that he represents what's called a future danger, and that can be a difficult standard. You've got to get there by proving that he is a. You've got to get there by first showing that he is qualifies for an aggravating factor. That is that he committed this murder and that at least one other factor was present. That he also endangered other people in the public. They're alleging that this was done in the presence of children, which I think it's going to be very easy to prove that. And then on top of that, you've got to prove that he had that he is a future danger going forward, which
yeah, that's easy. I think, in my opinion, I think it's pretty simple. That yeah, it's an issue having you in fucking normal society. Obviously, no shit. Anyways, we don't need the rest of that guy's analysis. We know that there's going to be a court appearing, or you know, from the shooter. Anyways, when that information comes out, because I don't believe that they're going to allow cameras in this ordeal. Maybe not. I don't know. But nonetheless, as the information comes out, of course, I will give you guys that information. Real quick, we got a little PSA for you, ladies and gentlemen. You must obey.
Maybe you need to donate some freaking money. Donate. Maybe you need to donate some freaking money. Maybe you need to donate some freaking money. Donate. Maybe you need to donate some freaking money. Donate some freaking.
Oh my God!
Shit. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get into the next ordeal here, ladies and gentlemen. Let me go ahead and present this for you guys. This is one of the last news stories regarding, well, we're pretty much caught up with the lack of this one section here. And, of course, Netanyahu is going to be speaking here soon. So the last story that we have that's pretty kind of loaded for you guys is regarding the Michigan church shooting. And an hour ago, I guess some more details have come out since then and kind of a recap of what we know. So let's go ahead and bring that up real quick. And this just came out an hour ago.
Now from Fox, as we continue to monitor all of the big breaking news from over the weekend, we are taking a live look out here in Grand Blanc Township, Michigan. This is the scene where that shooting occurred at a church. That church also set on fire. And I do want to refer to some background courtesy of the Associated Press here, where they say this: an ex-Marine smashed a pickup into a church of Jesus Christ.
Hey, King Black Eye, I always appreciate you too. Hopefully you enjoy the rest of your, Monday, and hopefully no one, has too much of the Monday blues. Hopefully we'll make it a good time for you guys. By the way, we got a nice little PayPal coming in. We got Bree Rodriguez coming in with the $10 donation saying, take my freaking money, man. Man, I'm very honored by that. So I very much appreciate you and sending them out there and making it rain in the building. Bree, I very much appreciate that. Thank you.
The Latter-day Saints in Michigan opened fire and set the building ablaze during a crowded Sunday service and then was fatally shot by police. At least 4 people were killed and 8 wounded, and authorities were searching the building ruins for more victims. That attack occurring at around 10:25 in the morning local time, while hundreds of people were in the building in Grand Blanc Township, just outside of Flint. Joining us now to discuss where the investigation heads now is Bobby McDonald. He is a former Secret Service.
Yeah, North Carolina got the smoke too, didn't they? I did see that, Steve. Totally brutal, man.
This agent. And Bobby, thanks for joining us.
So here's the final update. Well, not final update, but the latest update. Apologies. Saying that 4 killed after gunman opens fire at Michigan church. Now, you guys saw that earlier. Yesterday, the number was 2, and this morning it was updated to 4.
Good morning. Great to be with you as always.
Good to have you here. So I did showcase, I want to bring it here up on our screen. We do have a live image coming out from that scene.
Pablo, I need to put that on there. I need to do that. I did add a different sound effect, though. I added one that I actually really like.
It is active today, but we are seeing a lot of crime scene tape. I mean, it's taped off. Bobby, we are less than 24 hours from when this attack first happened. Talk to us about the importance of gathering evidence here and really what that entails during this critical moment.
Well, once the shooter was neutralized yesterday, it's the responsibility of law enforcement agencies to maintain that crime scene immediately after giving aid and comfort to the wounded and dealing with the individuals who are killed. They've got to maintain that crime scene so that all of the clues that are contained within that area are maintained, are not damaged. Did it rain overnight? Are we able to get all of the things we need to get out of there packaged correctly, marked correctly? This starts the chain of custody with respect to the investigation. Now, we obviously don't have a person who's been arrested here because the individual is deceased, but we need to piece all of these things together to figure out.
By the way, I'm checking in the background to see if Netanyahu started yet or with Trump or nothing, but there's nothing in the media yet. So, I mean, he's scheduled to come out at 10:35 my time, CST, 11:35 a.m. EST. And usually Trump is, he's infamous for getting on stage late. He's very infamous for that. Shit could be 30, 45 minutes.
Why this happened.
Hour later.
We know that it happened obviously on a very busy Sunday morning at church when everybody's in church. So he knew what he was doing. We want to find out about him. We want to talk to his friends, neighbors, family. I understand he was a Marine in years gone by. Was he having any post-traumatic stress issues out of that? Drug and alcohol problems? Was he going through some issues with his significant other or his kids? Did he lose his job recently? All of those things that we talk about about every time we get together talking about these horrific events have to be maintained and figured out to see if we can stop this from happening again. We never seem to get to the point where this stops, and we've got to figure out how to do this and how to.
Well, the sad thing is this is a really sad reality in life, but you're not going to get rid of these problems. Not completely. You can do a damn good job of trying your best to prevent it, but you're always going to have sick, demented, fucking twisted people. Unfortunately, that's just the truth. Whether you have gun laws, whether everyone's allowed to carry a gun, it doesn't matter. You're always going to have fucked up people. People are going to people. You got to trust that aspect.
To deal with all these various issues.
It is truly tragic when we continue to cover similar cases to this. I want to go back to some of this footage that we had just yesterday. Take a look at this, Bobby. I don't know if you've seen this video just yet, but this is drone footage that we got via.
Finally, we actually get some fucking actual footage here. I love how I think it was Papa Penguin. Yeah. A crime scene with crime scene tape. That's some top tier reporting right there. It's like, yeah, there's so many different video and like actual different footage from this shit, and all you want to show is some truck that's off to the side, bro.
Storyful. This is the church after it was set on fire. Now, the attacker apparently using gas to start the fire and also had explosive devices. It's not clear, though, if he used them. When we kind of add this into the mix, it's not just a shooting. Now we're talking about.
Right. It's a shooting. Then he gasses up the fucking place. And then like a typical fucking pyro nut arsonist, what ends up happening is they get caught lingering around because they got to watch the show. They got to watch what they did. And hence why that guy fucking lit this place on fire after he shot up a whole bunch of people. And then he's just sitting there fucking watching the shit and gets caught in the parking lot, hanging around.
Arson. We're talking about a possible explosive devices. What does that mean for the case going forward? How does that affect it?
Well, you're talking about the ability of this individual, if all of these things reign true, to inflict significant damage, not only on that location of the church, but also the surrounding area, to cause more carnage, to cause more damage, to cause more death and injury. This was obviously, in my opinion, a calculated event with the assets of the explosive devices and the gasoline and the weapons. This is a big deal, and this is not a very good scene. That is a horrific fire, and I think we may still find some more victims.
Yeah, that's fucking terrible. So 4 killed, 8 missing.
That may be still in and around that area that haven't been found yet, based on.
What's up, Arm James? Good morning to you. Hopefully you're enjoying the morning, and I can't thank each and every single one of you guys enough, because you guys could have been anywhere else in the world, but you guys decided to be right here with me, man. So I'm very appreciative
of yesterday's actions.
And that's what authorities are trying to investigate at the moment, seeing if they find some more remains. Back out live to this image that we have of the shooting scene. And going back to the fact that this was at a church while hundreds of people were inside of the building there. You know, looking ahead to this, when we talk about security for certain buildings like this, I mean, it's difficult because you can't really predict that something so horrific is going to happen. But
no, you can't.
Bobby, if other places of worship, and not even just that, school.
But you guys can prepare yourselves on your side as the good people for the fucked up people, okay?
Buildings where a lot of people are in, when they think about security, given these sort of incidents that we see, what should remain top of mind when keeping people safe?
Well, it's a balance that we have to find here. Obviously, with our churches, our schools, our universities, our movie theaters.
Yeah, all this shit, by the way, what he just named, movie theaters, schools, all this bullshit. Ironically, all to do with people, and everything that we give a shit about, we guard with guns, whether it's money, gold, banking, all this shit, federal buildings. All this shit. Anything we ever give a shit about, we protect with fucking firearms. End of story. Unfortunately, people obviously don't give a fuck about their kids enough. You know what I mean? Because anything that's valuable to us human beings, we guard with guns. So this whole liberal ideology of, we can't, fuck you, man. You obviously don't give a shit about your shit, but I give a shit about my people. I give a shit about my kids, right?
We want to go out and live our lives, and we want to be able to move freely and not have to worry about things like this. But when people are in church, when people are out having a good time or a dinner with their family, we let our guard down a little bit, unfortunately. We don't want to live in fear, but we have to remain situationally aware, as you've heard me say many times when I've been on with you. We've got to know our surroundings. Look, security, unfortunately, costs money, and churches and schools and other types
Yes, Steve, thank you for essentially boiling down what I just said. They are worried more about the optics than they are about actual safety. Yes, and that's the sad part. It's a sad reality.
of areas don't necessarily have a lot of money for security. It doesn't make money for everybody.
For sure, Freebird. And great to see you in here, by the way.
But
Good
we're
morning.
getting to the point with copycat individuals or with people cheering this type of situation on with other calls of bomb scares yesterday after this fact. It's an unfortunate
Crazy.
time that we're in. And as I said before, we've got to figure out how to handle this. I said with your outlet the other day, what a great time for someone on the left in DC and someone on the right to stand up and say, hey, let's try to start to figure this out now. But we still haven't heard anything more than the usual rhetoric.
You mentioned something within that last answer that's important, and it's also a concern going forward. These copycats that could be coming out, hopefully we don't see that, but it's a concern, and people have their eyes open and they're kind of preparing for anything at this moment. What are federal authorities?
By the way, I just looked up to make sure we're completely caught up with the news, and Netanyahu's not speaking yet. But we do have another story that just came out. Jeffrey's on Trump meeting at White House. So we're going to be presenting that after this, by the way.
Is doing to try to get ahead of any possible copycats, just like this case?
Well, again, all law enforcement now has to be on a heightened alert wherever they are, whether it be state, local, or other federal agencies. We've got to be engaging in our community and allowing people to follow that see something, say something situation. Is your son or daughter...
Man... See something, fucking say something. No, see something and deal with that something. You know what I mean? Like, oh, let me go ahead and, man, I take shit into my own fucking hands.
at the dinner table.
I am my own bodyguard. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, no one's going to fucking protect you, including the fucking police, all right? They'll show up after you're smoked. That's what will happen. They'll write a report on you, and you'll be another fucking statistic. But no, I'd rather be alive, motherfucker.
Acting a little bit strange? Are they looking at various websites that are a little bit odd or out of the ordinary? Are they worrying about guns or types of bombs or different types of things that could cause this type of damage? This breeds copycat, and it breeds people being out and able to try to do something that they just saw happen here yesterday. So it's an unfortunate situation. I don't know that there's a specific answer of how we stop it. It's got to be spreading the news. It's got to be an awareness of what's going on around us, an awareness of our neighbors, our friends, our relatives, and having the ability to stand up, be brave enough to say, hey, something's not right here, and we've got to stop it.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, you need to actually stop it, though. And so the answer to all of it is fucking guard yourselves with fucking guns. That's the answer. All right? There is no other option. That's the option. You can't predict. You can't have intel on this shit. No. You got to just prepare yourself to survive. That's it. You and your people. Anyways, next ordeal, and one of the last ordeals for this morning. We're already at an hour, which is actually pretty awesome that we were able to punch all this through all within an hour, as I was hoping that I always try to do. I always try to consolidate it into 1 hour. But we are going to go over a little bit because this just came out, and I am interested in hearing what the hell is being spoken about here. Let's go ahead and figure that out.
You see House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries speaking ahead of his meeting with President Trump.
Cost of living, as opposed to allowing tens of millions of Americans to experience dramatically increased healthcare costs. What we will not do is support a partisan Republican spending bill that continues to gut the healthcare of the American people. Over the last several months, Republicans have created a healthcare crisis in the United States of America.
Oh boy, here we go.
Bruh. Largest cut to Medicaid in American history. Triggering the...
Yeah. You mean getting the illegals off of our fucking Medicare? Is that what you're talking about? Is that the cuts you're talking about? The illegals that were never supposed to be on there? Is that what you're talking about? Yeah, I'm glad about those cuts, by the way.
Possibility of a $536 billion cut to Medicare if Congress does not act. because of what happened with the one big ugly bill. Republicans have refused to extend the Affordable Care Act tax credits, and as a result of that,
what's up, Not Laws? Hopefully you're enjoying your Monday morning, as well as we got Wicked Wally in the building. Shout out to my man. Hopefully you're all enjoying your Monday morning so far. Make sure you guys hit that like button, by the way. It helps out the show immensely, and it's absolutely free to do so. Always appreciate you guys.
Millions of working class Americans are going to experience skyrocketing premiums, copays, and deductibles at a time when America is already too
What's up,
expensive.
Hank? Good morning.
Hospitals are closing. Nursing homes are closing. Community-based health centers.
Oh, really? You want to go ahead and school me, homeboy? Why don't you go ahead and tell me on your show? Go ahead and go on your show. Do your own shit. You go ahead and do it. Hey, but there's a reason why you're in my chat, stupid fuck. Get the fuck out of here, retard.
Because of what Republicans have done in their one big ugly bill. The Centers for Disease Control are under attack in the appropriation bill that Republicans have put forth in this month. The National Institute of Health under attack because of what Republicans have done in their appropriations bill this month. And they're limiting the ability of children and families to get vaccines. This is a 5-alarm fire.
Yeah, that's right, Mr. Mister. Great to see you, by the way. Hopefully you're enjoying your morning as well. Great to see you.
In terms of the Republican-caused healthcare crisis. And that's why Democrats are determined to turn things around. Questions?
You check the White House today, you get some assurances that they're willing to negotiate on extending the Obamacare subsidies. If that happens, would you then be open to a clean CR for the next 7 weeks?
Our position.
Make sure you guys take a nice little notice over here. I read this earlier, but I wasn't presenting it to you guys. I have over here the potential government shutdown plan for not only today, what is going to be happening today. I guess President Trump at 3 p.m. is going to be meeting with the top congressional leaders. And then Tuesday night is the deadline for Congress to pass funding legislation and the President Trump to sign it. And then if shutdowns do occur, government offices and non-exemptional federal employees will be impacted.
In the spending bill that has been introduced by House and Senate Democrats is a permanent extension of the Affordable Care Act tax credit.
That's
Enough
terrible.
With the games.
That shit is fucking miserable right there, Miss Lotus. And that's something we need to seriously reform about our system. You know what I mean? It's really, really fucked up. There's multiple problems within our medical, insurance, the medical field altogether. There's a lot. Especially when you're relying on the government for, let's say, your Medicare or your insurance, or any of these things. Trying to get on disability takes you fucking 5 years, even though you are completely actually disabled. They'll let you go fucking homeless. They don't give a shit.
Republicans have been playing connected to the health care of the American people, and no one can trust their word on health care. Are you kidding me? These people have been trying to repeal and displace people off the Affordable Care Act since 2010. That's 15 years. And on behalf of the American people, we're supposed to simply take their word that they're willing to negotiate. The American people know that would be an unreasonable thing for us to do.
Thank you. Good morning. Do you really think that the president is in a position and in a mood to negotiate? He canceled the meeting last week. Do you also anticipate that this could be one of these, yelling matches that we've seen in the White House Oval Office before, and you walk out and
I got you, TVT.
Why are you gay?
Shit.
You are gay.
Everybody looks worse after the meeting?
We've made clear that we are willing to find a bipartisan path forward on a spending bill negotiated by Democrats and Republicans. But it has
What's up, Wildcard? Good morning to you as well.
To meet the needs of the American people. We're not going to simply go along to get along with a Republican bill that continues to gut the health care of everyday Americans who are already living with this Trump economy where costs aren't going down, but they're going up. Inflation is going up. Donald Trump and Republicans promised to lower the high cost of living on day one. That hasn't happened.
But you think he's ready?
I still haven't heard an argument. Not lost.
We're on the brink.
Still waiting.
Of tens of millions of Americans literally experiencing premiums that are going to increase by thousands of dollars a year. This is going to cause people to fall into medical bankruptcy. That's not acceptable in the wealthiest country in the history of the world.
One of my colleagues spoke with the president just yesterday. He basically said that unless you, as Democrats, back down.
Yeah, when you're a piece of shit, you get handled like a piece of shit. Come in here with respect like everyone else does.
off of your position at shutdown is likely. Specifically,
otherwise, get the fucking boot. I don't know what to tell you.
This issue of Democrats, he says they're not interested in fraud, waste, and abuse. And then with respect to health care, he says that basically it's got to address immigration and border-related matters. Otherwise, it's just not acceptable to us. So can you specifically respond to that, and are you open to compromise?
We've said from the beginning that we're willing to find a bipartisan path forward. And our line in the sand is the bill has to help everyday Americans, not hurt everyday Americans. Let's be clear about what this group of people have done. This one big ugly bill that Republicans passed, they're telling the American people what they're all about. Largest cut to Medicaid in American history, ripping food from the mouths of hungry children, hungry seniors, and hungry veterans. And they did all of that to reward their billionaire donors with massive tax breaks. That's what Republicans have been all about in terms of...
And yeah, the Triple B bill, man, the big fucking 1,000% pork-filled fucking bill, piece of shit bill. There is some benefits to, citizens. There is some benefits there, but of course, there was a lot of other benefits, and all those benefits are going and rewarding Congress and their people and their, so these are things that I fucking hate about any administration, because Congress always got to get involved to the point where it's just the original idea just gets fucking filled with some bullshit from Congress, and I hate it.
Governing this year, and we're not down with any of that. It's not complicated. So our view is, yeah, we'll find a bipartisan path forward to meet the needs of the American people, starting with health care and lowering the high cost of living, because we're in a health care crisis.
Yeah, that's what you're not getting in that loss. Do you think guys like me would lose my Medicare, or do you think a guy that is illegal here is going to lose their Medicare?
Right now, let me address the continued effort to try to misrepresent the Democratic position. In fact, Republicans are lying because they know they don't have the high ground. They have a weak position because they're trying to continue to hurt the American people. Federal law prohibits the expenditure of taxpayer dollars on providing health care to undocumented immigrants. Nowhere have Democrats suggested that we're interested in changing federal law. The question for the president is whether he's interested in protecting the health care of the American people.
Can you talk a little bit about your approach to the meeting today, given the fact that you've not met the president face-to-face like this before? And then secondly, the idea as you talk about...
Okay, cool. I love how you love to try to poke holes in my shit. You still haven't given me a fucking argument. You still haven't given me shit. That's the whole thing. I love these fucking retards. You guys are the worst. I swear to God. You're the fucking problem. You are part of the problem. Fucking commie. Get the fuck out of here. I'm actually tired of this guy. Get rid of him, chat.
Here's the thing.
Just smoke this guy. Get him out of here.
Republicans control the House and the Senate, and there's a Republican president. If the government shuts down, it's because Republicans want to shut the government down. We've been in a five-alarm fire since January 20th.
We'll see you later, homie. See you later. Bye-bye.
They triggered an environment where costs are going up, not down, despite their promise.
What's up, Pat Killer, my man? Good morning, kind sir. Great to see you. We just smoked somebody. We had to do it. The guy wanted it, I gave it to him.
Have it. All the things that make America the great country that we are actually under assault. And in this country, wealthiest country in the history of the world, our view is simple. If you work hard and play by the rules, you should be able to live the good life. That's what we're fighting to achieve. Good paying jobs, good housing, good health care, good education for your children, and a good retirement. And for millions of Americans, they're doing the first two things. They're working hard. They're playing by the rules, but they're unable to live the good life. And good health care is a big part of that American dream. Our approach, and leadership and I are in lockstep. House Democrats, Senate Democrats are in lockstep. We're heading into the meeting to have a good faith negotiation.
Stop the cap.
That is cap, bro. I love these guys.
About landing the plane in a way that avoids a government shutdown, but does not continue the Republican assault on the health care of the American people.
Leader Jeffries, why not allow the typical appropriations process? I mean, what are Republicans going to get out of this if it's just 7 weeks of funding for a whole host of demands?
In terms of the typical appropriations process, what House Republicans have done is to continue the Republican assault on health care. A billion plus cut that House Republicans are proposing with respect to the Centers for Disease Control. About a 400.
Yeah, no fucking kidding, Mr. Mister. And this is a really good point. You know what I mean? Exactly, bro. The agendas are just sick, bro. They're sick. They're sick people.
And $50 million cut to the National Institute of Health. Republicans are trying to take vaccines away from children and families in this country. That's in their appropriations bill.
I think it's just talking about how it's not supposed to be mandatory. I think that's the whole get down on that ordeal with the vaccines.
That's their process that they're trying to jam down the throats of the American people. And Democrats are not interested.
Jimmy's like, dude, I fucking hate this guy. Please.
In participating.
I know. I feel it too.
Republican
Extra surprise.
To gut
Good morning.
healthcare. Period. Full stop. We've been very clear about this for months. That's why we oppose the one big ugly bill. And that's why we believe that simply accepting
the one big pork bill,
the Republican plan to continue to assault and gut healthcare, is unacceptable. Last question.
All right, this is the last one.
A lot of your criticisms of them in the past, as far as paying off Head Start, they say that you're the ones that are trying to take food out of the mouth of women.
Oh, look at this shit. It is on camera. Oh, wow. This just came on live right now. Holy shit. I didn't think that this case was going to be filmed.
Single individual. We must fulfill our role.
And yes, the audio is fucked. It's on the left side. I don't know why.
With integrity, civility, and diligence. I encourage each of you to give your very best to this case. Neither Mr. Robinson nor the people of Utah deserve anything less than the fair and impartial administration of justice. In regards to the next hearing, counsel, on that October 30th date at 10 a.m., it's the court's intent that be in person if it be the wish of counsel for the defense for Mr. Robinson to be present.
It is, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you. Counsel, anything else that we can address today?
Why are you giving?
Your Honor, we appreciate the court's comments with respect to Your Honor's role in this case. In like matter, we commit to approach this case with integrity, with professionalism and civility. We are truth seekers. We will aggressively pursue the truth in this case. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, counsel, unless there's anything else.
Wild card, I think everyone knows my position on good audio, and I'm always a harsh critic on audio. The engineers suck, bro.
Thank you for being
DEI
here.
hires.
This court is in recess.
What's up, Slim? Oh, now it's in recess. So fucking what? The judge just said those few words and now going to recess? Jesus. All right. Well, anyways, at least that is happening right now. So I'll go ahead and give you guys that link so that you guys actually have that. Let me go ahead and refresh this for you and get the link for everybody so that if you guys want to continue watching that, I have that for you guys right here. Here's the source. Boom. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I can't thank you guys enough for making these very shows happen. I can't do this shit without you guys. I'm very honored to be able to present you guys the facts of the case of whatever we're talking about. We're on a mission of truth seeking, and I very much appreciate everyone that is here. And at least you guys are not sitting there fucking like I look at people that just take mainstream media and take that shit to heart. Like that's where they get their news sources from. It's kind of like how I view people that get their news from TikTok. It's like, dude, what are we doing here? So anyways, let's go ahead and figure out a person that we can go in and send a raid off to. We got to do that, man. We always love being able to send someone off, send you guys off to somewhere cool. And that's truly how we all grow together, man. Rising tide raises all ships. You know what I mean? Let's see who is live. I'm looking right now. And the Netanyahu press meeting just started, but I don't think they're actually live. I think they're waiting for them to get on the stage. So Black Dragon's live right now. I'll send you guys over there. He may be ending. That's the way he usually does it. He ends pretty much right around the time that I go live because he starts around the same time I go live. So anyways, with that being said, much love, honor, respect to everybody. I very much appreciate everyone, and we'll see you guys tomorrow morning for more of the World's Madness as we continue on the Insane Wheels family, man. I very much appreciate you guys, and God bless everyone. We'll see you guys very soon.
From the depths of darkness, a voice emerges, a host with a fire burning in his soul. With a heart, steel, and a spirit unbroken, he rides on two wheels, ready to claim his throne. Amidst the chaos and the thunderous roar.